Hey, Cornbread review off the bat, bro.
You might not like my review then, man. Yeah, so all in all, man, I ended up coming up 2.5 out of 5. Two of them things.
Yo.
5 out of 5 cornbreads for the cornbread review. What you think?
Yo, welcome back for another episode of Cornbread Movie Review. I appreciate all the feedback and I appreciate all the subscribers too, to y'all watching this right now, man. So just make sure that you subscribe, and right by the subscription, there's a bell, turn the notifications on. Like I said, I'm gonna start hitting y'all with episodes every couple days, man. So I appreciate everything that y'all do so far, but we got another Cornbread Movie Review, man. Come on, man. The movie we got today that we're gonna discuss is Those Who Wish Me Dead. Those Who Wish Me Dead is on HBO Max. It's rated R, and there's some parts that's rated R. No sex scenes, but a lot of killing. Rated R, and it's an hour and 30 minutes. So y'all know how I feel about these hour and 30-minute movies, man. But so if you're new to this channel, we got 5 different categories, right? That's how I judge each one and then tally it all up, and then you get the Cornbread Movie Review. So the first category is acting. Who's in this movie? So you got Jon Bernthal. I like him, man. He's been in, obviously, you've seen him from Walking Dead. I really liked him in The Punisher, too. He was in Sicario, so he's been in plenty of movies, so he's a seasoned actor right now. Nick Hoult, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He's been in a couple movies as well. And then, of course, you got Angelina Jolie, all right? One side note, John, his wife in this movie, bad. Like, she's a survivor. She's a killer, man. I need somebody like that on my side, man. So if you've seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But Angelina Jolie, she's the daredevil in this movie. You really see that in the first couple minutes. I would say the first 20 to 30 minutes of the movie, but the daredevil part, I kind of goes away. So I don't know why they wanted to highlight that she's the daredevil and she's the wild one. Also, I really enjoyed that there was no main character. Even though the trailer's going to show it, we got Angelina Jolie, she's the main character, but in this movie it's not. Everybody plays their role. The story has nothing really to do with Angelina Jolie, which is refreshing, but she has a pivotal role, but she's not the only character in this movie. So that was a nice little twist that I enjoyed. Also, that didn't put all the burden on her to reach all these acting ranges of sad, scared, fighting, hogging up all the scenes, right? Like, maybe she didn't have the time because of COVID, I don't know. But I think it's a plus that everybody got to pick and choose what part they got to highlight and be best at in this movie. So a great collaborative effort in acting for this movie. Because like I said, if it's just one person and I'm only judging them off of acting, they're going to get what they're going to get. But for this, the first category gets a 4 out of 5 for me because, like I said, everybody had a part in capturing all the best parts of what they're good at. And whoever directed this, good job on that. So first part, acting. Next category, cinematography. This movie was filmed in Florida for the first 10-15 minutes of the movie, and then they migrated to Montana. So I'm going to say great B-roll footage. Great B-roll footage. So if you don't know what B-roll is, it kind of helps transition from this scene to the next scene. So you have 2 different scenes. There's a middle part. So they call it B-roll when you have like maybe where the city is or a nice little skyline of where the city's going, and then they start the next scene. So that's called B-roll. That's in between. So great B-roll footage of Montana, man. Very natural, outdoorsy. I wish I could be there, you know, especially with COVID and things, just a vacation. So good job for them. There were some fire scenes. First off, I want to give a shout out to all the forest firefighters. That's a tongue twister. Forest firefighters. What their job is, very difficult, right? When everybody's running away from the fire, they got to run to it. And not even only run to it or contain it, try to stop it. So shout out to all of them out there. So the premise of this movie is kind of, it involves a fire basically out in the woods or the forest, right? So the cinematography, so it's hard to really film in real fire, right, for safety reasons, but they tried the best they could. Certain scenes didn't make sense. They were kind of forcing it, and we'll get into the storytelling of why some things didn't make sense, but I appreciate them trying. Also, if there's a firefighter out there, talk to me, right? So there's a scene where there's a fire coming over the river. They're in like a river or a bank area, and they hop in it, and the fire goes over them. I want to know, doesn't the fire make the water hot, right? So wouldn't they be boiled alive? So I need to fact check that because they might dock some points. I might dock some points away from them from storytelling on that part. But overall, very average movie, or average cinematography movie. They tried, but like I said, they really only filmed in 2 locations, and they were stuck in those 2 locations, really. So cinematography overall gets a 3 out of 5 from me. All right. Next category, storytelling. We're gonna get into it. So Angelina Jolie, like I said, the premises has to do with the fires, right? But there's also another category of a man who they didn't get into. What knowledge does he have on his corporation, right? That's another part of the movie. Also, you have Angelina Jolie, who's the main character for argument's sake, but she's really not. She's dealing with PTSD from, they said, a year ago on a forest fire incident that she couldn't help people. So they really didn't dive too deep into each one, but they all made sense for the movie to come together, right? So they get a couple of positives over there, but negatives on they didn't develop those characters or definitely those storylines. There's still a lot of unanswered questions. Really, especially a negative too, I'll get into what they did well, but another negative is somebody leaves the scene and then you have the assassins come in and check in their computers and they pull up their MacBook and there's no password. Like, come on, man. Like, I understand if somebody's magically a hacker and you just want to force it, I'll accept that. But somebody's MacBook Pro just magically opens up and there's, especially the information that he has and it doesn't have a password. Like, come on, man, stop it. I gotta do better on that. Gotta do better. I really like the character's logic though. Some of the questions as I'm watching, I'm asking like, why wouldn't they do that? Or why would they not needed help over here? Or do this and do that? Those characters ask those same questions to whoever their boss is. So I really like that. That shows logic in these movies, right? Because somebody watched and said, why would those characters do that? Okay, so let's write in those questions later in the movie. So that's a positive for me. The assassins, man, hey, they ain't playing no joke. No joke. I did not know what I was going into, but they was real. And you could tell they put in some time too because the tactics were correct. That's a main part of this. The tactics were correct. So if they're here, they're working as a tandem together. They're not lasering each other. One is walking by, he puts his muzzle down. This is all tactical law enforcement stuff, but it was correct in how they were doing that. So great job on that, on you guys either getting trained on that or bringing somebody in and teaching you guys on that. So that really helps out with, the understanding that this could be real, right? Also, in this movie, you probably got 8 characters, but at the beginning, it's like 15, 20 characters. So it's kind of like, what was the point of introducing them as a team and everybody had lines, but then they weren't in when those people needed help the most. The radios were down, so that's where I kind of struggle with. If the team's there, why not have them help you, right? Especially in law enforcement, if there's only 2 people, I only saw 2 cops the whole movie, right? One is John's is a cop, and then he had an older fellow with him. But that's it. That's all y'all got in Montana, that they can't help with this problem that's coming, especially with the fire. You got 2 different sides of the story happening at the same time. They should be at one or the other, right? They should be at the fire or helping out with these assassins murdering people, right? And the death of other things that's going on. I don't want to give the whole movie away. So I think the realism on some parts, I think them answering the questions, keeping the characters consistent with me. And like I said, the movie isn't long, but they did the best they could. It gets a 4 out of 5 storytelling for me. There was a lot of parts that they could improve on, but I think they did better than the average storytelling. So they get a 4 out of 5 from me. Did I get what I bought? The show's on HBO Max right now. It's streaming. I would say HBO Max is what, $15 a month? So $15 for a ticket? I would say, yeah. I would say I did get what I bought because I had no expectations for this movie. The trailer doesn't do this movie justice, which is a good thing, because all these trailers show all the best parts, and y'all know that's my pet peeve, man. I hate that, where I could have just watched the trailer and not seen the whole movie. So the trailer does not do this movie justice. So good job on that. So it did better than my expectations. It exceeded my expectations. So I really appreciate that. This is an action thriller movie. It feels complete. The movie does feel complete, even though there's some things that's still unanswered, but maybe they open it up for the next movie. But it was short as well. So overall, did I get what I bought? 4 out of 5, because like I said, it exceeded my expectations because I didn't have any. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but I wasn't expecting what I was watching, and it was a very solid show. Last category, is it a must-see? I would say it's an action thriller. It's a lot of death. It's a survival movie. They have some survivor tips in there, which I really appreciate, especially being out in the forest or camping. So I really appreciate that. But once again, like I said, if you thought the trailer was one thing and you went into it and it wasn't what you expected, then I can see how you would take points away from this movie. Me, I had the opposite reaction to that. So, like I said, it is available. Is it a must-see? I think it's a solid movie, so it gets 3 out of 5 in the must-see category. So, overall, drum roll, this movie gets a 3.5. It was close to a 4, very close. But 3.5 out of 5 Cornbread movie review from me. Those Who Wish Me Dead. That movie is out now, just on HBO. So like I said, I would say go see it. It's a solid movie. Let me know what y'all think. Check out the 2021 Cornbread movie review list. I'm showing it now. Go check out these movies, man. Don't take my word for it. If I got something that's a 2.5 and you think it's the best movie ever, let me know. Or vice versa. If I only got what, 5 out of 5 Cornbread movie review this year. So watch that movie. If you think it's the worst one, let me know. That's what we're here for, a discussion. Also, I forgot to mention in that acting category, there was a special guest, special appearance from somebody. So that was pretty cool. But I'm not going to leave y'all. Every Cornbread movie review, I have to leave y'all with a forgotten segment. This is a forgotten movie that maybe you've seen it, maybe you heard about it, maybe you watched it and need to rewatch it. But I'm not playing. We got every genre of movies. So today we are going to highlight Acrimony. Yes, Acrimony. This is a Tyler Perry film. And I know y'all, some of y'all love the Tyler Perry movies, some of y'all hate them, but this isn't like that. This is Tyler Perry, he created the movie, but this has no Madea in it. So this movie came out in 2018, so it should be available on a couple platforms. This movie highlights Taraji P. Henson. She is in this movie as well, so I know during that time she was in a lot of movies, but she did a great job in this. And this movie also begs the question, how much is too much love? Right? Like, if you've seen this movie, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, go ahead and ask yourself that question. How much can you do for one person before you give up on them? And vice versa. How much do you owe somebody if you guys are married or in a relationship and then y'all break it off and then you become this big star? Do you owe them something? Something to think about. But this movie highlights those 2 questions that I said. So the movie's Acrimony. Go check it out. Thank you for another episode of Cornbread Movie Review. We always gonna be back, man. So make sure you subscribe. Tune in to the next time. I love y'all and I'll holla at y'all. Peace.